So I was reading an article today about Doug Emhoff, who is Kamala Harris's husband. He's the first gentleman. And that made me want to talk with you all today about multiple masculinities. And this is an idea that came up in conversation with Jose Alejandro and Mark Green on our new podcast, which is coming up soon. So multiple masculinities, is that a thing? Are there a bunch of different ways to be masculine, to be a man? So there are lots of different ways that we've been told about masculinity, and one of the ways that we've been told about masculinity is that it's genetic, that it's biological, that if you're born with a penis and an XY chromosome, you're a guy, you're a dude, you're a man, and that's one way to know that you're masculine, is because biology tells you so. But we're finding out that that's not entirely straightforward. Biology is not entirely straightforward. So the other way that we are told that we're masculine, or that we perform masculinity, or masculinity is created around us, is this idea that masculinity is culturally imposed on folks who look male, and that's a cultural construct called masculinity. And some of us are now kind of calling that the man box, because it can be really limiting. It has very specific rules about how to behave, how to earn money, how to wear pants, how to dress. Doug Emhoff brought this up because there's folks saying, wow, this guy is married to a woman with more power and who's more successful than he is. What does that say about him as a man? What does that say about his masculinity? Can somebody like that be a guy, or is he some sort of wuss or some sort of non-entity because his wife is the second most powerful person in the world? Another way to think about masculinity is that it's a slider, that all of these things, that gender, biological gender, is a slider between fully XY and fully XX, and all kinds of different biological differences, that how we perform masculinity can be a slider from very feminine to very masculine, that our sexual preference is also a slider, and where all these sliders line up for us is who we are. But I'm coming to think, after this conversation with Mark and Jose, I like this idea that there are multiple masculinities, multiple ways to be a man, and it's not even as limited as all the different slider settings, that it's really a buffet, and that we get to choose how we want to show up in the world. What characteristics, aspects, actions do we want to choose from? Can we choose from outside of the man box? Can we choose from outside of our typical biological situation? Can we choose from outside of the rules and do something that is unique and authentic? And I know that when I feel authentic, when I am being true to myself, I feel really powerful and free. This is about freedom. Rather than following rules, this is about finding truth. And this can be really uncomfortable. Following rules is relatively easy. You just got to figure out what the rules are and stick with them, and we know we're doing it right. Well, I have greater hopes for us as men than just doing it right. I have hopes and aspirations that we all get to be free, authentic, powerful, and ever curious and ever exploring in our multiple masculinities. So my call to action, my invitation for you, my invitation is for all you listening to pick 3 things, to just write them down. Write down 3 things that fit your traditional notion of what masculinity is, that you already do, that are part of you, that are authentic to you. For example, I really like standing over a grill, getting covered in smoke. That's a very traditional masculine thing to perform. I really like it. I really like rock climbing. I really like taking care of my wife. I like those things. Those are true to me. And then write down 3 things that are true for you, but that aren't necessarily in the traditional understanding of masculinity. For example, I cry at movies and television all the time. I have a big soft spot for cats, and I like being held. So are there 3 things that are true for you that are traditionally masculine, and then there are 3 things for you that are traditionally not masculine? You don't have to share it with anybody. Don't have to publish publicize it on Facebook, but just notice how you are already approaching the smorgasbord, the buffet line of human behavior, and how you're already exhibiting freedom and authenticity by choosing to do things that are traditionally masculine and things that are outside of that box. I'm, of course, incredibly curious what you come up with. If you feel like sharing it, that'd be great. But just let me know whether or not you're feeling more authentic and more free. This is Redefining Strength out at Willow Lake. I hadn't mentioned that. It's beautiful out here today. Thanks for coming out here with me. Let me show you a little pan, a little smorgasbord, a little buffet of what's out here right now.